Hey there guys, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. So in this episode of Review Flicks, we're going to continue the discussion surrounding the brand new casting of Millie Alcock in the role of Supergirl when it comes to James Gunn's DCU. We have some brand new little nuggets of information to fill in as to what the story may be going forward. So if you are new around here, consider hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the movie and streaming news we have going on this channel. But with that done, we're going to be jumping into this article here from Comic Flick News. So, Supergirl James Gunn and Millie Alcock revenge-fueled journey. So, fresh insights into James Gunn and Millie Alcock's Supergirl unveiled in the latest DCU update. So, in an exclusive report shedding light on the casting process, new revelations emerge about James Gunn and Millie Alcock's rendition of Supergirl within the DC universe. So yeah guys, just to catch you up to date, yesterday I made a video surrounding this casting news of Millie Alcock playing Supergirl. I went into everything to do with the casting, so go and check out that video if you're interested in that. For this video, we're going to go down and have a read of this article. We're going to check out some new nuggets of information regarding what they may potentially be doing with the Supergirl role moving forward in the DCU. I can't wait to see what they do with the character, and this casting news has made it all the more exciting for fans. So, we have an artist rendering here of Millie Alcock as Supergirl. I mean, if she looks anything remotely like this in Superman Legacy or in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, her own standalone film, then it's going to be phenomenal. She looks incredible. She's got the acting chops, she's got the look, everything about it. You know, they're set up for success. Let's just hope they can do a decent story and a character arc, you know, surrounding Supergirl. So, let's go down. So, after a rigorous audition process in Atlanta, Georgia, Millie Alcock clinched the coveted role of Supergirl, portraying the cousin of David Corenswet's Superman. Despite stiff competition, Alcock emerged victorious over Meg Donnelly, earning the trust of Gunn, who is currently immersed in the preparations for his highly anticipated Superman Legacy film. There's never been so much riding on one film in cinematic history, and I don't think that's hyperbole. He's got to reboot a universe, he's got to get people on board with DC, he's got to try and make this film successful with a declining genre. You know, there's so much stacked against him when it comes to this Superman Legacy film, but can he pull off a miracle? Can it be successful financially and critically? That's the big question, and only time will tell. But certainly adding this casting to the list is definitely going to help, set him up for success when it comes to these movies. So additionally, reports indicate that Millie Alcock is set to embody Supergirl in the upcoming DC project preceding her standalone feature, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. So while speculation swells regarding Supergirl's involvement in Superman Legacy, Gunn's recent response to a fan inquiry on Threads leaves room for ambiguity. He says, quote, "I've never even said she was in the movie. As the anticipation mounts, fans eagerly await further developments in this thrilling saga." As I said in the video I did yesterday when it came to the casting announcement of Supergirl, I said that I would place my bets around 80 to 90% that she pops up in Superman Legacy, or there's some sort of Easter egg or reference, you know, to some degree, maybe even kind of like a bit of dialogue. But I think she will be featured in the movie, whether it's a cameo, whether it's a major role, whether it's an Easter egg, a piece of dialogue, you know, it could be anything. But I think that she will be referenced in the movie to some degree. You know, when you've got Millie Alcock, you're going to put her in as much content as you can because she's absolutely incredible actress. And I hope that she is in Superman Legacy. So, Supergirl details. So, Variety's latest report confirms what James Gunn hinted at, referred to the statement below. Millie Alcock's portrayal of Supergirl will take on a grittier edge, departing from the tone set by Melissa Benoist's rendition on the CW. I actually really enjoyed Melissa Benoist's Supergirl on the CW. I think she did a fantastic job in that role. You know, it was a great kind of fun Supergirl adventure, but the tone I think is going to be very different to what we're going to see in Woman of Tomorrow movie. That's a grittier, edgier kind of Supergirl, and she wouldn't fit that kind of role of Supergirl. That's why James Gunn decided to go with a brand new fresh actress. Also, you don't want the baggage of an old TV show coming over to your new kind of cinematic universe, which I fully understand. But that's not a knock on Melissa's, portrayal of Supergirl on CW, because she did a fantastic job, and I really enjoyed those series. The series of Supergirl, I think she did a great job. So, in his vision for the character, Gunn seeks to distance himself from the previous interpretations of the Girl of Steel, notably the long-standing CBS CW series led by Melissa Benoist, which we just talked about. Instead, he aims to present a Supergirl who is less earnest and more daring, crafting a fresh and edgier take on the iconic superheroine. So, as I said in my video yesterday, one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is you've got David Corenswet Superman, who's going to be this kind of he's going to be this kind of shining beacon of kind of goodness, the kind of old-fashioned Superman, you know, really kind of good guy. And then you're going to have this edgier, more kind of you know, edgier, kind of blunt, kind of hardcore version of Supergirl. And it's like, how is that chemistry between those two going to kind of clash against each other when they're fighting crime? Or will they have altercations on how, you know, they take down bad guys? You know, how is that chemistry going to work on screen? And I'm really looking forward to how they kind of, you know, those two characters play off against each other. One kind of a shining beacon of hope and kind of, you know, goodness, and then an edgier kind of, you know, more crazy kind of Supergirl. That's going to be really fun to see on screen. So, adapting Woman of Tomorrow. So, for those of you who may not know, Woman of Tomorrow is a comic book series. It came out in 2022 by Tom King. I've just started reading it myself, so I haven't fully read it yet. I'm about halfway through it. It's a really kind of crazy, wacky, out there story. It's kind of a revenge story, if you like. I'm not going to give any plot details away, but guys, if you haven't read it, I really do recommend getting a copy of the book. It's really, really fun. It's kind of wacky, Guardians of the Galaxy kind of themes, almost. Kind of like a space opera adventure. Really fun kind of story. So Variety offers a synopsis of Supergirl's storyline in the DC universe, drawing parallels to Tom King's comic of the same title. Much like what Marvel do when they adapt their comic books to movies, you know, like Civil War and Avengers and stuff like that. They adapt the source material, but they change certain parts of it. Certain parts of the comic book you probably can't adapt into a movie, so you have to tweak it, change it. It's a different medium. So I expect they're probably going to change a few things here and there. So in this fresh rendition, Supergirl embarks on a cosmic journey to commemorate, if I can say that word, commemorate her 21st birthday, alongside Krypto the Superdog. Seeing Krypto the Superdog is going to be so fun. During her travels, she crosses paths with a young woman named Ruthie. I think that's how you say it. Ruthia? I'm not sure how you say that. Ruthia. Setting off harrowing journey marked by vengeance and retribution. So, yeah, let's just say someone close to her, kind of, something happens to one of her family members. I'll just say that. And she has to go on this kind of, you know, this kind of trail of revenge to try and get back the person who hurt her family member. And that's all I'm going to say about it. But it's definitely a kind of a story of revenge. But you don't kind of expect that from like a Supergirl or a Superman. So it's kind of fresh. And as I say, it's got like Guardians of the Galaxy kind of space opera overtones. It's got these wacky and weird creatures. You're on like different planets. And yeah, it's really, really fun. And I can see why it would appeal to James Gunn. Because when he's done Guardians of the Galaxy, he can use those kind of mannerisms that he's adapted into those movies and bring that over to the Supergirl movie. So it kind of makes sense. So we have criticisms fired at Gunn. Pun intended. Fired at Gunn. So on social media platforms, James Gunn is facing criticism from fans regarding his recent remarks about considering Millie Alcock for the role of Supergirl, despite earlier meetings with Sasha Calle as Supergirl from The Flash. I kind of liked her interpretation. I thought she was okay. I didn't think that we got a big enough sample size to really kind of see if she was good in the role. Yeah, she had a bit of an appearance in The Flash, and she had some good scenes here and there, but I don't really know. Like, take it or leave her. I don't really care if she's not recast. It doesn't bother me in any way. So fans speculate that Sasha Calle may have been overlooked for the role, especially considering reports suggesting she was initially slated to appear alongside Henry Cavill's Superman and Michael Keaton's Batman in the original ending of The Flash. That would have been really fun, having Henry Cavill Superman, Michael Keaton Batman, and Sasha Calle as Supergirl. That would have been quite a fun trio. Additionally, there was rumors about Ben Affleck's return as Batman. It's an absolute crying shame that we never got a solo Batman movie from Ben Affleck. Heralding a Batman multiverse, the same sources also hinted at the retooling of Daredevil Born Again, which they got correct. So according to my sources, David Zaslav intervened in the DCEU plans, prompting Gunn to opt for a cost-effective casting and rebooting the DCU. That absolutely makes sense. David Zaslav's trying to cut money on all different parts of, Warner Bros. Discovery. So it makes sense to go, the cheaper route and not recast people. When you recast people for certain roles, you have to pay them more money and so on and so on, the more movies that they do for you. So Gunn himself addressed the controversy on Threads, stating, quote, "Millie was the first person I brought up to Peter for this role. Well over a year ago, when I had only read the comics, I was watching House of the Dragon and thought she might have the edge, grace, and authenticity we needed." Yeah, so in that scene that I played at the beginning of this video, where she's flying on her dragon, she lands on the pathway, and then she's talking to her uncle in that scene, she's kind of got like She's got the elegance, she's got the grace, she's kind of got that ferocity, she's got that confidence. Everything that you expect to see in a Supergirl role. I keep wanting to say Superwoman. She's got all of that kind of, all of that kind of personality that she showed in the House of the Dragon role that she can put into the Supergirl role. And I think she's going to absolutely nail it if she's anything like the character that she was in House of Dragon. Bring some of those mannerisms over to Supergirl, the confidence, the elegance, the grace, the ferocity. You don't deal with shit. And I think she's going to nail it so bad. So, story of loss and death. So when the DCU initially unveiled its plans in January 2023, James Gunn provided the description of his vision for Supergirl, aligning perfectly with Variety's recent synopsis. So, in our series, we see difference between Superman... let me start that again. In our series, we see the difference between Superman, who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents, from the time he was an infant, versus Supergirl, who was raised on a rock, a chip off Krypton, and watched everyone around her die and be killed in terrible ways for the first 14 years of her life, and then came to Earth when she was a young girl, said Gunn during the last year's DCU press announcement. She's much more hardcore, she's not exactly the Supergirl we're used to seeing. So yeah, like I say, the biggest thing I'm looking forward to is the chemistry between Millie Alcock and David Corenswet's Superman and Supergirl, having this edgier, kind of hardcore Supergirl going up against this kind of more kind of good guy-centric Superman. It's going to be interesting because they're going to have a lot of clashes and disagreements about, what it means to be a superhero in the modern day world. And I think that's going to be really, really interesting to go down that story route. But yeah, guys, I have the video here. So Supergirl casting news. I made this video yesterday, so make sure you go and check that out if you're interested in all the news regarding the casting of Millie Alcock as Supergirl. So yeah, guys, that's a bit of the information here that we have surrounding the role and where they're taking the character into the future. So, an edgier, kind of hardcore Supergirl. She's going to be in her own movie, but we don't know yet if she's going to feature in the Superman Legacy movie. But I think there's going to be a reference, a cameo, some sort of role to some degree that she's going to be in there. It'd be good to get the audiences introduced to her in Superman Legacy. That way, when they go into Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, they know a bit more about the character. She's kind of already a little bit established in the eyes of the fans. And, she's a bit familiar to people as well. I think that always helps going into a new movie. But I can't wait to see what they do with this. An edgier, kind of grittier Supergirl. I think that's going to be really fun, really cool to see. And I can't wait to see the chemistry on screen. But guys, let me know what you think of this news. Jump into the comment section. Are you excited going forward to see, Millie Alcock star as Supergirl, not Superwoman. I don't know why I keep saying Superwoman. To see her star as Supergirl going forward in the DCU, I definitely am. And I hope she pops up in Superman Legacy because I want to see that chemistry. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Can't wait to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much, and I will see you.